Those takedowns are gonna blow your mind. Modern day journalists are getting more absurd by the day. They ask loaded questions, twist narratives, and act more like activists than reporters, but thankfully, some politicians aren't putting up with it anymore. From my boy JD Vance calmly taking control of the conversation with his signature poise, to Marco Rubio reminding the press that foreign policy is not as simple as they make it seem. Today we've got a great mix of amazing shutdowns, and you're gonna love every second of it. As always, please make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos just like this.
Mr. Secretary, do you trust Putin?
I think it's an irrelevant question. I think in foreign policy, it's not about trusting, it's about action. It's about things that you do. So in the end, on something like this, you can't just say you want peace, you have to do peace. And that's true for both sides in any conflict. So in any war and in any engagement. So I think ultimately, all these things, I would just encourage you guys, if we're going to be serious about foreign policy, to sort of navigate away from some of this is not a reality show, this is not about personalities, this is very simple. You either do things or you don't. There are things you are doing and things you're not doing. And that's what foreign policy is driven by, and that's how our decisions should be driven by. So unfortunately, in foreign policy, oftentimes you will have to work with, I'm not talking about President Putin in particular, I'm talking about generally, you will have to work with people you don't like in foreign policy. And oftentimes you will have disagreements with people you like.
Hey, he's absolutely right. The press loves to treat foreign policy like it's some kind of a game, but that's not how the world works. We're talking about nations acting in real time, making strategic moves to protect their own interests, their borders, and their people. It's not about feelings or vibes, hashtags or wishful thinking. It's about power, leverage, and survival. But if you listen to the media, you'd think the solution to every geopolitical issue is just come together, sing kumbaya, and hope for the best. Give me a break. Next, we have JD Vance exposing the absurd logic in a New York Times reporter, and they were trying to push when it comes to illegal immigration.
The reason that there is a housing crisis is that not enough houses have been built.
And that we have 25 million people who shouldn't be here.
Well, I mean, this is the thing.
I think it's both.
I know you do. I don't think that many people who look into this agree with you, but about a third of the construction workforce in this country is Hispanic. Of those, a large portion are undocumented. So how do you propose to build all the housing necessary that we need in this country by removing all the people who are working in construction?
Well, I think it's a fair question because we know that back in the 1960s when we had very low levels of illegal immigration, Americans didn't buy houses, didn't build houses. But of course they did. And I'm being sarcastic, of course, in service of a point, Lulu.
I am pretty sure if he didn't clarify that he was being sarcastic, we'd be getting endless articles on how JD thinks Americans did not build or buy homes before the 60s. But the left seems to obsess over this narrative that illegal immigrants are unnecessary because they take the jobs Americans supposedly won't. It's the go-to argument repeated over and over. What they conveniently ignore, well, that's the impact this problem has on wages, which is a point Vance expanded on and summed up perfectly.
And again, this is one of the really deranged things that I think illegal immigration does to our society is it gets us in a mindset of saying we can only build houses with illegal immigrants when we have 7 million, just men, not even women, just men who have completely dropped out of the labor force. People say, well, Americans won't do those jobs. Americans won't do those jobs for below the table wages. They won't do those jobs for non-living wages. But people will do those jobs. They will just do those jobs at certain wages. And think about this from the perspective of an American company, okay? I want them to go searching in their own country for their own citizens. Sometimes people who may be struggling with addiction or trauma, get them re-engaged in American society. We cannot have an entire American business community that is giving up on American workers and then importing millions of illegal laborers.
Exactly. We're seeing a very similar pattern play out with China right now, and while it's a different topic on the surface, the comparison, well, it fits perfectly. Just like illegal immigration undercuts wages in the US labor market, cheap manufacturing in China is gutting American industry. You see, products can be made for a fraction of the cost overseas thanks to lower wages, fewer regulations, and questionable labor practices. And with no serious protections in place for American workers or factories, businesses decide to be cost-effective and go with the cheaper option. A similar topic was brought up as Stephen Miller went on a CNN interview, and the way that he handled Jake Tapper, ooh, it is amazing.
And in many cases, as you know, these migrants do jobs many Americans do not want to do. So, how does President Trump make sure that the effort to deport people who are not in this country legally doesn't end up hurting Americans who want safe borders, absolutely, but also don't want to see even more higher prices in groceries.
Well, I mean, I'm sure it's not your position, Jake, you're just asking the question, that we should supply America's food with exploitative illegal alien labor. I obviously don't think that's what you're implying. Only 1% of alien workers in the entire country work in agriculture. The top destination for illegal aliens are large cities like New York, like Los Angeles.
Bingo, and there's a solid data to back it up. A 2019 Pew Research study found that, quote, 20 metro areas are home to 6 in 10 unauthorized immigrants in the US. While it's true that the study is a few years old, we've been talking about deeply embedded population trends that take years, if not decades, to change. If you add to that the open border policy during the Biden presidency, you can bet the situation has only gotten worse. Seeing the answer he got, Tapper decided to throw a hissy fit trying to put Stephen on the spot, which ended up completely backfiring.
Yeah, I'm talking about the ones that are.
But I'm explaining this. It's important to understand.
No, you're kind of changing the subject. I mean, I'm talking about the ones.
I will give me 30 minutes. I'll go as deep as you want on this.
We don't have 30
and your
minutes.
audience.
I don't have a 30. I'm talking about the ones that work in the agriculture industry.
I'm
You can
explaining
come back
to you
and we
your
can talk
audience.
about the ones in the cities. I swear.
I'll do the whole answer. The illegal aliens that Joe Biden brought into our country are not full stop doing farm work. They are not. The illegal aliens he brought in from Venezuela, from Haiti, from Nicaragua, they are not doing farm work. They are in our cities collecting welfare. As for the farmers, there is a guest worker program that President Trump supports. Over time as well, we will transition into automation, so we'll never have to have this conversation ever again.
Yeah, go ahead and shuffle those papers, Jake. Maybe it'll help you process the takedown Stephen just delivered. Honestly, one of the best things about the current Trump team is how stacked it is with people who know exactly how to dismantle the MSM's narratives. These aren't just political spokespeople, they are sharp, well-prepared, and completely unafraid to call out the press when they're trying to twist their stories or throw out loaded questions. And to wrap things up, we have Pierre Poilievre repeating one of his most viral moments with a reporter, and the way she fell for it, it is just too funny.
Hello, Mr. Poilievre. A number of your own comments and actions have been characterized as dog whistling to the far right.
By who?
By a number of
By
different.
who?
But I think it's been
By
characterized
who?
by that way. But
By
are
who?
you trying to
Sorry,
court? Are
I
you
just
trying
need
to
I
court
need to
the far
clarify.
right
Sorry,
vote?
I just need to clarify. By who?
By a number of different experts and a number of
who are the
different people
experts?
who work
Who are the
work in
experts?
this. Okay, well, I think
All
it's
right.
been established that
Right.
this is a concern.
it's
Are you
not-
trying to court the far right vote?
Who are these experts? You say that there are experts who are saying this. Who are they?
My question is, are you trying to court the
Sorry,
far right vote?
I'm sorry. Your question seems to be based on a false premise. You can't even tell me who these experts are. It sounds like it's just a CBC smear job. Thank you.
But
Next
what
question.
about
She could not name a singular expert because, there aren't any. She was clearly trying to project her own bias into imaginary people, pretending as if she was just doing her job as an objective journalist. It's the same tired tactic we've seen 100 times. Make a vague claim, invoke experts or studies that don't exist, and hope no one asks for evidence. I'd love to know your thoughts here, though. Please let me know in the comments down below. And if you want your friends to see these amazing shutdowns, share the video with them. It means the world to help us out. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.